Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast, where today we have probably the most important guest that we've ever had. It's still, the camera's still on me, all right? I'm not going to pan to you yet. Hold on. Probably one of the most important guests that we've had and are going to have on this podcast because it wouldn't exist without him. But, I mean, I'm going to introduce him. What are your nicknames? We got...
You got to go through all the nicknames.
We got to go through all the nicknames. We got to go through... what is it? Big Bad DJ.
Courtesy of David, yeah.
Dick Ginormous.
Courtesy of Edward.
Mr. Steal Your Girl, a.k.a. I don't know.
When did that become? When did that go? Jesus.
Daniel Alvarez, everybody. Insert clapping nows. Yeah, what's up, man?
Slime comes down.
What's up, man? Thank you. First of all, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to walk out of your room and... and sit in the living room couch. I appreciate that.
It wasn't easy.
Man. How you feeling?
I'm tired. I'm genuinely still tired. Yeah.
Understandably tired. You have been working nonstop for the past year, almost, and it's during crunch time. You've been doing a lot of stuff, and you've had some mishaps here and there. But
yeah,
festival is over. The festival happened Saturday.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shit. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. Like everything is being done. I'm like, oh.
It's kind of weird because you've this is all you've been working towards, and like it's kind of happened, and now it's like, what I do with myself kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, I want to go back. Like, let's do it again. You know what I mean? I'm like, why am I not there? No, it was cool. It was fun. Yeah, it just kind of happens. Like, what was it? When you were talking to Blaze, like the way they described like the skating, like
yeah.
They try over and over just to get that last minute, and the way you explain it, like with like the band, like oh yeah, like all this, like been working on it for. So I say working on it for like a year, but it's been like there for like 2 years because the pandemic happened the first time around.
That's true.
And, but also, like that time allowed me to think bigger and not just, oh let's do a show, blah blah. I'm like no, let's like do a show, like let's do something like. It's ridiculous. Let's do something dumb. Let's do something let's take a risk.
I think it gave you the push to be like, have that attitude and be like, let's take a risk.
Yeah.
Because like, other than that, like the first Chill Sounds and Breakdowns was what, 2019, right?
Yeah.
Which was essentially just like a show of like, you know, some bands around town. We did have like a little bit like,
yeah, it was
someone
tight.
doing food
we
and
had
stuff like
Doggo,
that.
we had like Meech Pango, we had the infamous, like you had us. I mean, you had like Threnody, Bad Astronauts, like a cool like mix of just like bands I believe in and bands like I was like, man, it'd be like they may not like Meech Pango on a metal show, like it's kind of wild. Like, you wouldn't see that, but like Meech Pango, like it's just because you're on a metal, like you're how do I explain this? Like everyone listen to everything. They don't listen to just one genre. Then, you know, I would hope you listen to more than just
if you're being honest with yourself and like what you listen to, there's no way you can listen to just one genre. I mean, or if you do, I mean, that's cool. But like,
hey man, do what you do. But.
Yeah, do what you do. We're not hating on it. But for the most part, everyone, you know, like just speaking like from your taste and like my taste and like in music, when we listen to stuff, we could be listening to like the type of shit like heavy really shit, and then the next day be listening to something like very soft and melodic, and love both of them equally.
Exactly.
So like the fact that like mixed genre shows aren't more common, I think, like is insane because like that's how we listen to music. Like that's how I do, like, you know what I mean? Especially with like streaming and stuff. Shuffle it and you have a good time like listening to it. So I feel like mixed genre shows, I feel before used to kind of freak me, especially when we were playing shows. We were like, oh no, I want to go, like we don't really like sound like them, or like the crowd's not gonna like us. But I think like just like growing with time passing, I feel like they make more sense because that's the way we listen to music. We listen to so much, and it's nice that you get it kind of a little bit of everything in one single spot without having to go to different shows. Especially, you know, it kind of saves you some time because we bundle them all up for you, like different styles and shows. So I think that was a really nice idea. But going from like the first one to like 2020 was going to be something kind of similar, you know?
Yeah, 2020 was going to be like similar to like the first concept, because originally this was just like, how do I put people in the same room? How do I get like a mixed genre show going that makes sense? Like, and like I know like, oh, like these bands are gonna get along because like maybe they fit this realm, or you know they have this one song that's just like the right amount of heavy that's just complements this, but this heavy band actually has the right amount of like soft music, and I was like, it'll work. I think it'll work and make sense. But the second year originally was like 8 bands.
I think
8
so.
or 10
Something
bands.
like that.
Because the first year was 10 bands. And people were like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a lot of bands. I'm like, but it was on schedule and it worked out. I was like, it was fun. And then I was like, let's add more bands. Let's go. Let's get a bunch of people involved. Like, why not? And then there was, from the get-go, like, oh, I can't make the show for whatever reasons. And, like, I mean, COVID happened and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's just, especially because it's for the people, like, by the people type of stuff, like, pandemic, let's shut it down. Let's not do anything, and I'm just gonna sit on it. So sitting on it, like after started seeing shows, started coming back, and like everyone's like doing tours and all the shit. And I'm like, damn, like let's do it. Let's like, throw a show. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's like why not? And so like months in advance, like I'm telling you, like a year in advance, I talked to the main people that we're gonna be able, like Cameron, like talked to Cameron. I was like, hey, like I need a sound guy, like because I don't know how to do that. Like I only know so much, but like. I know where I'll need to be, and I was like, hey, Cam, let's figure this out. And then, like, we'll get to it, but like, shout out Robbie, like holding it down, like
Robbie
holding down all the vendors and helping me out there. Shout out you, doing all the podcasts, doing all the fun stuff, doing all the.
It's all right.
It's cool, dude. It's a cool concept, and I want to touch on that later. But
no, you can keep going now. We can touch on that. We can touch on that right now.
Wait a minute, why'd you stop? Why'd you stop? No.
Speaking of that, where's the chick? Right. Move on. Anyways,
that's it. No,
yeah, keep going.
But oh hell, where was I?
People, you're shouting out people that were helping out with.
Yeah,
with Cameron.
Yeah,
did awesome.
I mean, Gary. This wouldn't have happened without you. Gary. You have a beautiful location and. It's awesome. It's a vibe. And that's like, so I'm going to jump around. Y'all are going to learn like my brain, because you deal with it all the time. But I'll jump from thing to thing. But damn, like having Gary, like, he's too good to me, man. So sweet.
He's very sweet. He's very sweet and having that spot available and offering to us. And genuinely
family,
believing in the idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something from like, just getting someone to rent you out the venue and like, okay, pay them, they're part of it. But someone who's like believes in what you were doing and wants to be collaborative and be part of it and be like, what do you need? You know, aside from it. Because he could have just been like, hey, money transaction, there it is.
Figure it out.
But he was there, with us, even up until, that day and the night of, when we were hanging the banner up and everything.
Hanging the banner up. I mean, the cable, the power situation.
Yeah.
Shout out Gary's dad. Holding it down with the police.
With the police.
Because people were parked up too much on the grass.
Yeah.
That was awesome. No, you're hard. That was awesome. Hell. Damn, there's so many.
Like so much stuff, but like I want to know, like, okay, so you jump. One of your biggest ideas, from that got canceled, was adding a ton of bands. But like, when did you start being like, oh, this could add the vendors too? Like, because that was a big change this year.
That's something I wanted to do. No, I wanted to do it during the pandemic one, because I don't know if you can still find the post because I didn't delete them. But like before we canceled, I was like, oh, we're gonna have this vendor and we're gonna have like the Trapiletas, like Carlos and all them. Like we're gonna have like fucking cool. You know what I mean? I was like, we're gonna have all the like. I have way more now, but like at the time, I was like, oh, to me, like this is cool. Like other things that I wouldn't normally be able to do anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like if I went to like a venue, whatever the heck ever, I'm limited to whatever I can do there. And then if I did it like in my house, you know what I mean? Like I'm very limited to what I can do there. Yeah. So like it's just again, Gary's spot was just really tight, and it opened up avenues and ideas that I can be like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. So like it's all about who you know. It's super wild, and I feel like I know a lot of cool people, and I was like, how do I just put them all in the same room together?
Yeah.
And so like working at the Post like has put me in such a different pocket, learning all types of artists and stuff like that. Like Izzy, like learning about like her, like man, so talented, and like working off of Ray Street. That's how I met like Cecilia with Creatively Goods, and then like meeting Jake with Blaze, and just like, yo, like there's so many like cool people out here, like just doing cool shit. And I'm like, how do I get them involved? And when I saw that Blaze Culture had like the ramps, I was like, we just got to bring it out. We got to bring out the ramps, and we got to see like if people want to come skate, like that would be sick. And then seeing like the pop-ups around town, like they have like the Raw like on Ray Street, or like Arts Goggle happens on Magnolia. You have the downtown Arts Festival on Main, and I'm just like, there's people out here doing shit. Like there's people out here providing services and or like creating art. Like I like when I'll go somewhere and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like I would have never known who this person was if it wasn't for this. Yeah. And so like I wanted to be that middle. What's his I'm thinking about Parks and Rec. What's the concept he wants to come up with where like it's the or like Prestige.
Oh no, the Entertainment 720. Just like don't aim to be Entertainment 720. They failed. Although, hey, that party they had tigers. That's a good idea for next year.
Snake juice.
Get snake juice. We get a band, like an actual marching band play. Right, you know what?
Damn, I'll get the old drum line back. Terrible.
Damn. But yeah, I feel like that's it's weird because like that's networking, and then it feels kind of weird because it's like I always think like networking is very like professional,
right?
And like you have to go to these like social events and this and that. But like what you've been doing while at work is literally just talking to these people, and it's networking, and that's how you've like met all these people who not only want to participate. Again, like everybody who was there kind of believed in this idea. You know what I mean? Like
whether they believed in it or not, they believe in it now. Like whether they believed in it or not, because like I'll bring up something. Yeah, I'm like, hey, I want to do this show. Oh, where's it gonna be? It's at my friend's spot. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, no, we have like PA systems. We have like a beautiful patio. We have like a warehouse to run out of. There's a bar in there. They're like, so it's a I'm like, I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain it, but like I know, I see it. Like it'd be cool. It could be tight if it all like works the way I'm imagining. And like some people just hear, oh, there's a show, cool. Like why not? Whatever. Yeah. And some people are like, oh, like I can show off my art, or I can provide a service, or I can bring ramps and have a cool time. And then some people see it. Like some people are like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like let's get it done. Like what do we need to do? And like those people I appreciate a lot. I'm like, yeah, you get it. But
it's hard. I mean, it's really hard to find someone who sees the vision in your head, because like again, like the way you're like describing the spot and be like, yes, it's a nice spot, but we're like, okay, like it's not a venue, it's not something known, it hasn't been like really tested out. You know what I mean? So it's
so like I'll even touch up with like the vendor part. So I wanted to do the vending like the first time, and my first thought was, how do I get foot traffic? It's not like I'm like at Lola's where they have like the rummage sale. Like they're at least on 7th, and they have like some sort of traction or like some sort of foot traffic. Gary's is tucked away. It is impromptu. We're gonna call it Gary's Garage. So if you ever hear Gary's Garage, it's called Gary's Garage.
Gary's Garage.
Like, Gary, whether you like it or not, it's called Gary's Garage. Yeah, infamously known or famously known. Anyway, but
we'll get to that.
Yeah, with I wanted to do the vendors first, and I was like, that's why I was like, well, if I get, like, if we start earlier in the day, like, that might be cool. Maybe some people will come out. And I'm like, but you gotta give people a reason to come out. Like, how do I give people a reason to come out? What's going to entice people to go underneath this bridge, middle nowhere, to, like, come and see, like, the vendors? So, like, the challenges were there. Like, what makes sense? Like, and I was like, oh, like, well, we could have, like, ramps and stuff like that. People, like, hanging out, skating. Like, people skate all hours of the day. Cool. Yeah. I can have, like, bands that are like worth, like, how do I say this? I want to say like worth their salt, like just like bands that are like super good. But like I know playing in a band, I'm like, I don't always want to play like midday or like super late at night. So it's like everything's in place for a reason. So like with the title, which shout out Daniel Hambright, like when he made, which dude, you did so much work on all the promotion and all the video work, like that you probably see it at the beginning and ending of this. It's so clean, so good. It's so good. I like. There's so many people that made this thing cool, but it's all behind the scenes. Like
it's all just gonna be like you talking. It's like shout out, like you deserve it.
Productions, fucking clean ass work. All the flyers and all the shows that we've been doing with Aeronautics. Shout out Aeronautics. You already know. But like, because when we were coming back and forth, like he was like, "What are you gonna name it?" And I was like, "I don't know the name it." Blah blah. And I forgot something how chill sounds. Something how that came up. And he was like, "Oh, just call it Chill Sounds and Breakdowns." And he was like, "You got a lot of chill bands, and you got a lot of like heavy bands, like Chill Sounds and Breakdowns." I was like, "Tight." It's like it's just catchy. It's easy to abbreviate. CS&B 2, 3, 4, 5, et cetera, and like it just made sense. But my mentality with that was that's how the flow is. That's how genuinely the flow of the show is curated. It's like you start off earlier in the day where it's like you're kind of getting your bearings. You're, maybe in my perfect world, like going to the show, seeing the vendors, midday. It's nice. It's enjoyable. You don't have like fucking some death metal
blaring at you like super
you have
loud.
Something more curated that fits that environment. Like the original concept had a little bit more like singer-songwriter stuff, like maybe more stripped down sets and stuff like that I wanted, and then it just increases, like the intensity or like the vibe increases a little bit more towards midday versus like late at night where you have like the like Dispositions, you have those guys, you have D-Money, like the whole crew, like you have like something bigger happening as towards the night. It just builds up, and that was like the original goal, and I think we executed it really well. I think it ran really smooth.
Yeah.
Having this like, what's the word? Hodgepodge, like of just like
hodgepodge,
like
a melding
of
words.
Words. Insert word.
We don't talk too good.
We don't. We just. But having this combination of like different people, different artists, is just something I've always wanted to do, and I was like, this makes sense to me. I feel like there's a flow to the show that works really well. I feel like, and it worked really well. Like in between like the chaos that I was in, just trying to like, because I was kind of trying to cover as many jobs as possible. True. Because like staffing wasn't a thing until I really realized the gravity of it all. I was like, oh, like
how big it was going to be.
Like this
literally,
is a
like
big
even
thing.
thinking like I remember like we were thinking like he's like, oh yeah, we need staff for like parking, and I was like, do we really need, like, can't they just park by themselves? But then like really when I because I ended up helping with parking, and was like, oh, this
thank you
place is like gigantic, and in order for it to work, because like
so huge.
Immediately at the beginning, like people were already like trying to box people in, and I was like, wait, hold on, we just got started, like I can't let people like get boxed in, and like if they need to get out, so like little stuff like that kind of like I think just became like bigger, not bigger, but once we got to the actual day, we realized like, oh, this is the actual size of this, like this issue, you know what I mean? Yeah. It needs to be taken care of.
And so like that's what like parking was one of my. So I y'all saw a post about like I need security and like people to help with some stuff, and like you get compensated, which in the future I do and will need more people. Like
yes, submit your applications.
I think it's safe to say that I want to do this again.
Chill sounds and breakdowns.
I need reliable people who see the vision, because it can be done. And I can get it done really well. Yeah. If I just, get like the right team, team of people. So like having you there, helping me out with like all the parking stuff, because my original plan was like I'm just gonna help bands load in, load out, show them where to park, and then help with setting up with Cam and help with times and blah blah blah. Like make sure like that aspect of the show runs smooth, because that's what I know best. Like I know how bands, I believe I know how bands operate and what makes the show flow work really well. That's why I trusted Robbie with like vendors and handling that, because like vending was new to me. Like that was new. Like I was like, oh, like I have all these tables, I have all this stuff, and he explained, he was like, yeah, well, like vendors have like their own preferences of things and what works for them. So like, just provide the area, we'll figure out the area, and like, we can fit the pieces, so to speak. And that was new to me. I was like, oh.
Which in with like bands and like loading in and out and like how that's going to run, so that you have actual experience with that. Like, being part of a venue and being in a band yourself, like, how that's going to work the smoothest, and that ran smoothly, so because how that happens. But having someone also there who's got like an expert into like what they're doing, it's like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad I had someone, because other than that, because I was wondering, because like, oh, they need the space mark like this, or I was like, can't they just use this? And we're like, no, like they have this preference. And I'm like, oh, okay, something we would have never known, because we've never had experience like doing that. Like you've never like actually like set up your own like vending or been part of like being a vendor or something. So that was nice having that kind of around there, which is part of that team, that you're building.
Yeah, and I think if Robbie will like be a part of the team, like legitimately like figure some stuff out and do really cool stuff around here. And like I'm hoping like we won't just be like the chill sound stuff. I think there's other things, like other avenues we can do communally, like for the community. But that's to be determined, to be announced, so to speak. But stuff like that, just having the right people is great. It made everything work out. How do I explain? And then keeping it to where it's like a comfortable amount of stuff. So like one thought process I had was like, oh, I want to have food there, obviously. Like people are going to be hungry. Like I want people to be able to come in, relax, and enjoy the environment. Not just the show, but like the environment. Like we're all here to hang out for a good time and hang. And it's like tight. So like everyone was like, you're getting ramen in the middle of August? And I was like, hell yeah. One, who's going to say no to ramen? Like if y'all had a problem with ramen,
I think we're just so like good, big fans of ramen.
Yeah,
we're like,
I'm a fan of ramen. I eat ramen all the time.
Plus, like we're Hispanic, we grew up with like caldo on hot ass days, dude. So we don't go. We're already used to that. It's like it's hot, so I'll be sweating like into the old broth, dude. That's what makes it better.
Makes it better, yeah. A little salt, yeah. Gross. But yeah, I knew it'd be a hit, and it was, and like I'm glad like they had a good time. Shout out Jesus, Christian working in the kitchen, holding it down. It's tight. It's fucking cool. I'd like to there was some other vendors and food vendors that wanted to really get involved, and I just couldn't figure out the space.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, okay, like I might get a little crazy with it. Like I don't like. Do we want like a big ass barbecue pit going and have all this stuff and like the tacos and all that? But truth be told, we wanted to keep it within the perimeter of the actual space, because I don't know the limitations and legalities of like
going
being
outside being
underneath the bridge, and and then also I wanted to keep the bridge and like the grass area for parking, because I wasn't anticipating how many people showed up. Oh my god, that was tight.
It was it was a lot of people that showed up.
Because like the first year with like minimal promotion and everything, first year we did like 130. People were just like, oh, it was a cool show. I'm like, yeah, it was a cool show. And then with the vision and the support and like everyone sharing it and like really like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Which again, it's that Handbright, man. Fucking
the promotional stuff.
It's spoke exactly what it needed to say, and it got people's attention, and they were like, oh, like this is a big deal. And I'm like, yes. Like it's gonna be tight. Like I want people to understand like this is a cool concept, and I truly think it's worth its salt. Like it's worth like checking out. It was free. It was free. It was free. Like, and people were like, "What do you mean it's free?" Like it's free.
So that was okay. So free. Like this year was a very big deal for you this year.
Yeah. Because
but it's kind of like you explain like why. Like,
well, like because I'm. If you know me. You know I'm busy. Like I'm busy a lot. Like either I'm like trying to do something, working, or I'm learning. Like there's always something going on. And when the pandemic hit, I was playing Kingdom Hearts. I was chilling, doing nothing, and I was crying. Yeah, it was so sad. It's so good.
I won't go too much into it, but I walked in and he was sitting right here, and he had just finished Kingdom Hearts, and he was crying, like bawling.
I was so sad, dude. It was so good. No, I got it. I have to express that whole game was so much fun. I love that game, and it wasn't just like 1, 2, 3. It was 1, everything in between, 2, everything in between, all the way leading up 10 years later. The 3, fucking A, and it was all on expert. It was all on expert.
Yeah,
God, it was all hard as shit. Which maybe some of y'all are probably like, oh, that's easy ass game. It was. What one boss took me like 4 days. It took 4 days.
Took 4
days to beat. I was so pissed. Anyways, fucking
pandemic
hit, and I wasn't doing a goddamn thing for a year. Like, got furloughed, and I was like, "Fuck, this sucks." Like, this really sucks. Like, not playing, like not playing shows, and then like just not doing anything musically. Like, I don't really give a shit about anything. I just want to do cool shit with like cool people. I want to do shows. I want to write music. I want to, I bar manage and it's tight and I love what I do and it's like cool, like, but without the environment, without being out there, like I enjoy people like more than I realize sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they stress me out. Like people stress me out, but like,
of course,
but I enjoy hosting. Like it's why it's why I've been in the service industry for so long. It's why I like enjoy like making people smile and laugh. Like when I was little, I used to always say, I'm going to make at least one person smile a day. Like that was like the mission statement. Like, how do you do that? And I was like, I don't know.
That's so cute.
Right. Yeah. I was like, how do you make people have like just a good time? And I was like, I don't know. And some people were like, why do you give a shit? And I'm like, I don't know. This pandemic sucked. Like this pandemic sucked. This whole thing sucked
for a lot
dude.
of people.
It sucked
for a majority of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people, and it was just terrible. Like I said, people, especially like in this industry, like in music and stuff, like
everything shut
everything
down.
stripped
I've
them, and you know that's the thing that keeps you going and keeps you like builds your soul kind of thing, which is one of the things that like you know, like I said, I've discovered like like creating things is what makes me happy, and then once that stops, or like you know playing music, we hadn't played music like our band hadn't played music or live show in a year because we were taking a break, and then we were about the first Chill Sounds we were supposed to come back, and then the pandemic hits, and then like we're like, oh okay, so we're not gonna
wait
play
another year, and then that all happened. Actually, on that note, and then we just said screw it, like
and then we just freaking like the band died, man.
So the band's done. So if you haven't noticed, Under Oblivion is done. Like
Under Oblivion is dead. Breaking news on the podcast.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. But Under Oblivion is dead. It was dying out.
That band, and this is no offense to you or anybody else who's been involved, because I'm not like an original member, but like it's just been outgrown. Like we're not those kids anymore from playing 2009. Like that band started in 2009, dude. Like it's so
those are good times.
They were good times, sure, but like it was like. I don't know.
No, it's not impolite to say it that way, but the band has been outgrown. You know what I mean? Like it's been around for forever, and then like even the music that we were writing like didn't coincide with like what it originally was, and it would have been too much to like try to keep it would have just been like nostalgic to try to keep the name and everything like that going for whatever new projects that we have working on, but. It was time for it, but
like that. So that's another fun thing, I guess. Like I can bring up. It's just like that band alone has like connected us to so many fucking people. Like Gary, met him through like Mike and all the shows that they would come and support us at and stuff like that. Like meeting, probably you watching this, like. If it wasn't for the band, like just like getting out to like meet people and do shows and do cool shit.
Yeah, a bunch of those bands that play today, or a bunch of people we know from those bands, are all met through the shows that we played.
Met through like Vlad, known him since Diamond Hill, fucking years ago.
Yeah.
No Dispositions from playing with them over the course of how long like Yo's been around. Like the Treehouse guys,
Jesse,
who have Eddie, and
Moo from Zeta Byte.
Like fucking everybody. Just learning about everybody throughout the years has been really tight, and then just having like a homie fest for everyone. Just
that was literally like walking through that. I'm like almost all these people are people that I've met through the years and like are like friends. You know what I mean? Like that. Like sure, like we. Can't be as close to everybody, but it's like walking through this thing is like that's why these things are nice. Like look what we create, like a place where because that's what it used to be when we used to go out and play shows or go to see shows. It used to be the spot where you would go see your friends like play or whatever, but your other friends would be there too, so you would get to see them because we would see them more frequently. But with the pandemic and stuff, like you stopped that, you stopped seeing everybody that you know. You know what I mean? So
I think maybe I'm not wording this the right way, but it's like music gets spoiled. Like you don't have kids or people or young adults or adults just, oh man, it's a Thursday night. I'm going to go down to the door in Cowtown and go catch whoever's playing because it's, normally super cheap and blah, blah, blah. And you see Bodies Awake and then you're like, oh, that's fucking Fit for a King fucking years later. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, that's tight. Like you didn't know who your next favorite band was. Like you just went and saw shows. And like, I remember like throwing house shows and my backyard. I met like
your backyard.
Yeah, my backyard. Because I was like, my mom would always. I would tell my mom, I was like, "Hey, I want to do a show." And she'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I'll clean the backyard if you let me throw a house show." And she's like, "Just promise me no drugs and guys got to go piss in the alley." And I'm like, "Cool, done deal. We can do that." You know what I mean? That's reasonable. You know what I mean? And met like I Sunk the Queen Marie and like Road Warrior was super fucking tight. And just like again, like just trying. I've always tried to learn how to like put people together that and it sounds egotistical, but it's like that I believe in. Like I'm like there's something about this band or this artist that just like is really good. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do I showcase them? And so like working at like the Post and like meeting all these other bands and stuff like that, I'm like, man, there's so much talent. So like I'm sorry, I wanted to touch up on this really quick, but like so right now we said like how we think it was really cool. Like everyone who went to the festival thought it was really cool. Like we think because we know each other and like it's good to us, but there is so much more. Like, how do I keep saying it, but like, how do I get people from like Billy Bob's to go to, or rest in peace, Tomcats? You know what I mean? How do I get people from Rail Club to go down to my job, to the Post? How do I get like people coming all the way from like Rubber Gloves, I don't know, all the way down to Lubbock? There's this venue out in like Lubbock, or like Crossroads. Like, it sounds crazy, but like, how do you get like people to get along and like just come out and enjoy music for like the same like reason of, we just like the art, we just appreciate the art, we appreciate this? Because like at the base point of it all, I think as a musician, as a freelance photographer, as a, you know, live painter, like, it's just a appreciation to create and art. This art, I don't know how else to say it. Like, how do we all just like stop, look at each other eye to eye, and we're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, man, I see you, man, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like, just that's the
which
whole thing.
I think this was a good. It's a good, like, it's weird to say because it was such a big event. It's weird to say starting point, but it was a good starting point.
It is a starting point
because like that's, you had a crowd that came in to skate. You know, there's people that just came in just to skate and like got to see like bands and got to see some of the art. You know, because every one of those things are like is an art form. Like the food that was being made. You know, the vendors out there making like art pieces live. Like I know like Fostevka was making like embroidery.
He brought
stuff,
his
like,
fucking embroidery machine.
And it was making
like,
it like
Lewis
making custom merch
like
for people like
tight.
there. I'm like that's cool.
That's cool.
Connor was there making like painting like there.
Which shout out Connor.
We need to get one of those paintings in here.
Yeah, we need to get one of those paintings, and also thank you for saving my life. That's
a good segue.
And Christian. Yeah.
So if you didn't know, this dude almost died for the festival. During his set, like he's playing, he's drumming.
I should be not drinking energy drinks.
He's drumming. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and let you say. I guess like it was funny. So I just noticed there was a problem while you were playing.
Leading up to this, there was a lot more, but like at the peak where I was like, "Oh, something's wrong." Playing with Ryker, I'm just drumming. I'm like drumming, having a good time, and my left hip started hurting, and I was like, "That's weird. Maybe I'm just like positioned wrong. Maybe I'm not sitting right. Like maybe my posture's bad. I don't know." But I'm just swinging away, and then like second, third song in, my right hip starts hurting. So like both my hips, so it's like this really uncomfortable. I'm like, "Oh, this sucks." And I'm like, and some of y'all might have seen it. Like I stood up a couple of times. I was like, oh, that's better. And I sit back down. That cramp would come back. I'm like, I'm getting old. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, what is going on?
I'm getting old.
It's stupid.
What a time to realize.
Yeah, no, but it's like I'm not really like absorbing like what's about to happen. So I'm like, okay, like this shit happens. I don't know. I get body pains all the time. Like you can ask Cody. Like me and Cody will drive around, and I've had to like pull over. I'm like, oh, my side hurts. Oh shit, this sucks. And he's like, what the hell? And I was like, he's like, you should go to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, one of these days. You know, one of these days. But then I started realizing like my shin was like splitting, and I was like, that's normal. Maybe like. That sucks. Okay, then my calf on my right leg started cramping, and I was like, okay, I've never had like a shin split and a Charlie horse and like both my hips.
Oh my god!
So I was like, oh, like this sucks. It sucks, and I'm like trying to remember. I'm like also like trying to be a musician. I'm trying to like not be a bitch about it. I'm like, oh, I gotta like play these songs. I mean,
play through the pain.
You know what I mean? Play through the pain. You know what I mean? Like for the art, man. Because I love this shit. I love Ryker. I love his music. I'm like, it deserves to sound the way it needs to sound. And then my toe started like doing this weird fucking curly thing, and I couldn't hold it back, and so I had to like pedal with my left foot. But I was like, that was awful. So we're like on the last song, which is the heavy song out of super left turn in Ryker's music, but like it's awesome and it's heavy, and like you want to let it out. When you want to like play it out. So I'm like just having a good time, but that shit hurt. Like that shit hurt really bad.
I thought you were just feeling the music. You were just feeling pain.
No, I was feeling pain. No, I was. It sounds really silly. And I don't give a shit what y'all think, but that shit hurt a lot. And my whole right leg's fucked, and my left side hurts. And then so I'm like, I gotta. Are we done? We're done. Okay, so I got up and I just ran inside, and then I was like hyperventilating, and I was like, oh, I can't breathe. This sucks. And people said like I was anxious. I don't like get like anxious. I'm not really an anxious person. Not that I'm aware of, I guess. But I'm gonna need
you to look up what anxious means, because you're anxious a lot of the time.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't feel anxious.
Not right now.
Tight. But I started like not being able to like focus and took my shirt off and I was just trying to cool down. I just remember like laying there because I was like, I just need to be alone for a quick minute. So I go in, not into the restrooms, but I go into the
broom closet
utility room. Yeah. And I know how I used to get Charlie horses as a kid. So like you just like I would stretch my toes out a little bit and like get this muscle. I'm gonna get this muscle like pulled and like try to like put everything back in place. But if I did that one way, then the other, like the shin hurt. But if I did it the opposite way, then my calf hurt. And I was like, okay, this is, and I'm like trying to think because it's getting worse. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And finally, Christian came, and he's a Marine, and he was like checking my pulse and trying to like, he was massaging my leg and like going through. And he's like, he goes, yeah, you can feel it. Like he was telling me, you can feel like the cramp, like. Trying to like it's trying to get out, and I was like, "What the hell?" So, and he's like telling me to calm down. I'm like, I'm calm, but it's like, oh, it's everyone else. I'm sorry, but everyone else is like yelling at me and doing this, and I was like, oh, leave me alone. Like, let me just focus. Like, let me just get my shit together. And he helped me out a lot. And then Connor came, and he's an EMT. Shout out Connor and Christian. They elevated my shit, started checking my pulses and my pulse, and like a multiple, but started like. Telling me and started asking me the right questions because this is where it's all fucked up. Because he was like, "When was the last time you ate?" And I was like, "I don't know, 2 days ago." And he was like, "What do you?" And he was like, "What do you mean 2 days ago?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's like I haven't had time. I've been busy trying to get this all figured out. Like even me and Gary, like that morning, went to get the screen for the video games from Zeta, and we had stopped by like Long John Silver's, get some food right before we get back to the house. But like right when we got back to the house, I was like, "All right, it's like." 1:30. We gotta go. We gotta get this done. And he's over there chilling, eating. He did not hesitate. I'm like, that's cool. I'll eat later. I mean, I do that a lot in service industry. Like, you eat when you can, and it sounds fucked up, but you do.
Up. I remember you first told me that when y'all don't get lunch breaks. I'm like, what? I couldn't do that. Like, I need my 30 minutes.
My life is way more structured now than it was like 3 years ago. But the habits and stuff like that of being in it like the last 10 years, like I eat like once or twice a day type shit. I guess I gotta go to the fucking hospital. I gotta get like a nutritionist or some shit. I
told you like after he started feeling it, I was like, just so you know. We gonna have a talk about your health. Like, no, and he's like, I know. No, not right now. You do you right now. A different day. We're gonna have this talk.
But yeah, so that kind of opened my eyes. Like, truth be told, like that kind of opened my eyes. I was like, man, like I need to worry about myself.
But it was a heat stroke, right? Is what?
Heat stroke. They were explaining that basically from like lack of eating and sweating all day because I been nonstop since the night before.
Yeah.
Getting everything figured out, minimal sleep, back up there at like 10 a.m. in the heat, just trying to get shit figured out. And then in my defense, I did feel like I drank a lot of water, but I don't know, 6 to 8 bottles, I guess, is not shit. I guess I sweated out
not
way more
for being out in the heat a lot, I guess.
Sure.
I guess, yeah.
So live and learn, but
so you guys better appreciate that shit. My boy was almost dying on the floor after he played for y'all. All right, so you better appreciate.
Which was scary because, like, prior to that, like the other shit that was going on is one of the bands needed some extra like stuff, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna go to my job because my job's not far. I'm gonna get some more equipment, and I'll be right back. Like, we got like 10 minutes before they play. Like, I'll be right back. It's like 7 to get there. I'll be right back. And I go, I get the stuff, I come back, and at this point, I'm like. This is when I knew. This before anyone else knew. This is when I was like, "Ooh, something's wrong," because I threw up like 3 times. Like, I was like driving, like dead ass. I was like driving, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I kept opening my door, and I was like, "I gotta go. I gotta."
Oh my god! What the hell? I didn't know that.
And then I went to the gas station.
Fucking side.
Yeah, went to the gas station because I needed gas, and then after the gas, my car does this stupid thing, but it like has a security lock where it won't let the engine start over.
Yeah.
And so I didn't start my car right. And so I had to sit there and wait for like 15, 20 minutes. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, God damn. So I'm like sitting there in my truck. Like, I could skate because I had my board in the car. I was like, I could skate there. I can get back, but I can't leave my truck here. So what do I do? So I was like, just my mind's racing. And then finally it started back up, got there. And I was like, everything okay? And Ken was like, oh, no, I figured it out. I was like, I was like, fuck. But he figured it out because that's why I trust him, man. Dude, he gets it done. But he figured it out. also that whole little fiasco I didn't really need to do. I just wasted my own time. But like right at that moment, I'm like, oh shit, now we play. Like, so I'm already like, I guess anxious from that, and like trying to calm down, and then dehydrated, helping like with the parking, helping with the vendors, helping Kentaro make sure they have all the stuff they needed. The millions of questions that the band's asked me, which is all fair questions. Which makes me learn how much more thorough I need to be, because I feel like I'm pretty thorough, and I feel like I'm pretty planning. Like I feel like I give people enough time, but like there's good questions that come up later that I'm like, oh, I need to be more aware of these things. So
that's what's good, that you're taking like everything in from what happened that day, enjoying the successes, but realizing like, oh, these are things where I could obviously improve from like everything that like could happen. You know what I mean? Like,
and then seeing so many, like I'll touch up on this, like in the in between, I feel like an asshole, because like seeing like my friend Ricky, I'm like, I want to hang out with you. It's been so long. I saw my friend Juan. I haven't seen him in fucking forever. I saw fucking Ricardo hanging out up with Brian. I'm just like, damn, like I haven't seen like these people in forever, and like I want to sit and chat, but like right now I'm in business mode, and this shit is gonna run smooth, and I need to be there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it just made me realize like more the importance of a team, more of the importance of like just getting everything on point. And I know how to do it. I truly think I know how to do it, and we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, we got.
Almost died.
No, almost. You know what?
A little death. It's okay.
You're like a cat. You got 8 more, probably.
I got like 2.
Yeah, that's actually.
I got like 2 more. But
that's still good.
Yeah, man, that shit was tight.
Good times. It was a great time. Like I said, with all the stresses and everything that went through, the bands all played amazingly. Every one of them, like all the artists that played,
good.
Like
and everyone enjoyed somebody else's like. So like Rewound from fucking Waco, this little duo, dude. They're sick. They're so good. And I knew, like, I'll be blunt about it. Like, people don't like to play early, and I was like, man, I'm gonna put them kind of in an earlier spot. But like that's where I want, the tension to start rising, because I know like the energy of this band. And if I play my cards right, like there'll be a good amount of people, and they're gonna catch this band. Same thing with like Midnight Social Club, like catching them at the Glizzy Fest. Fucking shout out, that shit was tight. But like having seen Midnight play a couple of times, I'm like, these guys are so talented, so talented, such a fresh sound. It's so good, and like just putting people like what I believe are like just like the right pockets of time and the right spots for their curated like people. Or like for the festival, and I think it went really well, because like Rewound had a great time, and Midnight had a great time, and then like everyone's set was enjoyable. Like everyone had a good crowd, or at least someone who took something away from that, and they were like, "Yo, like who was that band?" Like I've had people hitting me up left and right, like, "Hey, what was that band that played like right at this time around?" I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. Did you look at the schedule? Like it's right there. And then the truth be told, like the schedule fell behind.
Yeah.
So then like I'm like, oh, was it Daylight, or like what they look like? And
what they look like?
Oh, Moo. Yeah, Moo's cool. He's got the fit. Yeah. No, like that guy. Oh, Che. Yeah, no, they fucking killed it. Like I mean, like badass. Like I'm just like trying to remember who was what. But like no, from like just like being on the other end, everyone looks like they enjoyed like the music. Everyone looks like they loved like the vendors. Everyone loved the food. Chapalotes. Yeah. They loved the Kentaro. They loved Blaze Culture with all the ramps, which makes me think of even more cool shit we can do with Blaze if y'all are down to do cool shit, because it's not just like ramps and stuff. I'm thinking like we can do like the trails and shit. We can do like all types of cool stuff. Which okay.
Blaze stuff.
But everyone had a good time, and it's so, what's the word? Like, it's like satisfying, and I don't like to think I'm like a proud person, but like I take away a lot of pride with this. Like I'm like, yo, like what started off as like, man, it'd be cool to be like, oh shit, that was cool. You know what I mean? Like like it all worked out. We'll touch on this minus the ending. Minus the ending.
I was gonna get there. It's the ending. I mean, it's shitty. I mean, we'll take away the positives. I mean, we'll explain what happened.
So, like, to the best of my knowledge, what I'm aware of what happened, in a nutshell, because me, you, people involved, the bands, like, we knew the shift in energy. Like, we saw it there, and we're like, okay, but it's a free show. People are coming to hang out. Like, I may not know these people. Maybe someone here knows them. I don't know. I'm too busy. I'm working, whatever. My thought process, everyone's having a good time. And we, truth be told, know. Like, I know I have all the information that I need to know.
Yeah.
And I have all the footage that I need about anything. But basically, during, like, disposition set, it all gets started by, like, someone... Like, because we think they just want to, like, turn up and, like, they just want to hang out and, like, they get the mic from, like, Dispo and start, like, saying some random shit. And then it caused, like, some tension. Yeah. And that's when we're like, oh, there's an energy shift. You know what I mean? There's something in the air. You know what I mean? Here, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know what to think of it because I don't know if it's good or bad. I got to take it for what it is. And then after that, those involved were actually in the pit later, which ended up starting into this big fight. Yeah. And then I remember getting, like, there was someone getting his ass beat, like, or it looked like he's getting his ass beat. I'm not sure. And I'll be candid. Like, I get him, I pull him back, and I'm like, hey.
Like Young Gravy.
Yeah, it looked like Young Gravy. Something like that. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, Young Gravy, come over here, blah, blah, blah. Like, chill out. And I was like, you're outnumbered. Like, there's, like, they started fucking off, and he fucks off, and something else breaks out outside the fence. And, like, something else is going on out there. And I'm like, I got to keep that outside, close the fence, and, like, I started coming around the corner from Gintaro, and that's all. At that point, all I hear is the gunshots. Like, that's all I hear is just, like, someone pulls out a gun, I drop to the floor, and I start, like, my mentality is, like, where's my family? Because my family's there. Like, my brother's there, my sister's there, my mom's there. I'm like, where are they at? I'm going to figure this out. You know what I mean? Find them. We kicked out all the people. We kicked everyone out. Unfortunately, you know, like, people were scared. You know, we don't know what's going on, but thankfully, they're just shooting in the air. They're shooting in the air, and they're just doing it as a tactic to just scare people off, man. Like, people, whatever that fight was about, whatever got into them that day, at least no one got hurt. At least nothing truthfully horrible came from that. Yeah. Not to also shrug it off, but, like, also it was thankfully, like, the last, like, 20 minutes of the night. You know what I mean? It didn't interrupt, like, the actual festival. So it tells me if I had stuck to the schedule, because it was supposed to be done by 12:30. Yeah. Like, if everything worked out the way I originally had planned it, it'd be done by 12:30, and we wouldn't have had that shift of energy around that 2 a.m. mark. You know what I mean? Or that 1:30 mark. Like, that would have never came in. If they would have shown up, but the show would have been done. There would have been people would have been just hanging out or something. You know what I mean? People would have just been hanging out, and nothing would have escalated from that. But that's definitely a live and learn situation. And normally, like, we have, like, security and stuff like that, and that's something that I had taken serious from the get-go. But some plans didn't fall through the way that I originally organized. Intended. And so it's just trying to make it work last minute. Unfortunately, like, that did happen. And it sucks, man. It sucks. You've talked to me about this already, you know, and I've had everyone else tell me, like, oh, like, you know, don't feel bad, like, don't put the blame on you. And I don't put the blame, or it's nothing like that. I'm just like, it sucks that it happened, and the one thing I want to do is bring everyone together. And also, like, I'll put them in that situation. Like, that sucks. I mean, there's kids, there's people hanging out, you know what I mean? And so, like, gaining that trust of, like, hey, this next time is not gonna happen, it makes me go, like, it's not gonna happen because it's not gonna it's gotta be worked out if this gets done the way I want it to get done. It
sucks, you know, because of the sense of community and harmony with people that was created throughout that entire day. Yeah. And, like, towards the end of the day, it almost feels like it's tearing all of that apart, like, you know, whatever, the ending. But it really didn't, because people still took away the sense of community. It is something, like you said, it's got to be worked out. Like, okay, this isn't something where it's like, oh, you know, it happened, it's out of my control, I'll just leave it alone kind of thing. It's like, no. That's how we figure out how to be proactive, how to keep people with that sense of security to where they want to come back to this, because we want to keep creating. You want to keep creating this sense of community, and you don't want people to start tearing each other apart.
Exactly,
because of,
and
whatever
things like
crowds
this
are with who, and try to start blaming people, because that's not what it is.
It's not a blame. It's not even
nothing to blame. Like, literally, it was a group of dumb kids that showed up and decided to, you know.
And I have no problem. That's why it's free. I have no problem people coming in and hanging out. Like, that's not the issue. It's people not knowing how to handle their business and or just I don't know if they're kids, but yeah, just being kids, you know, just being
immature, just
not handling that situation the way
what they're doing, and it definitely sucked, and it was scary, and I don't take away that it's happened at others festivals, so I understand the fear.
Yes,
it's a real fear, but like I said, for like you and like for us, it's like, okay, like it happened. Let's take this seriously. How do we help? Like, how do we do to make sure we can feel like we did our part to the best of our ability to keep everybody safe, kind of thing.
Everything. I mean, I'll take the backlash with this one, but even like the hand sanitizers and the masks, like those were all provided on deck, and like I know where we are in the environment right now, and I know the climate, and recommending it to everyone who came in, and people weren't wearing them and stuff like that. So, you know, that's also played in my mind too. I'm like, oh man, like I also want to take everyone's health into consideration. Like, but then you have shit like that going on too. And it's like, man, it's like, I'm just trying my best here.
Yeah.
Just trying my best here, trying to make it all work out.
Which is all you can do, man. Like, as long as like, you know, in this case, you did do the best to your ability. You know, like some of you did. It's not like you didn't have security plan. It just fell through. You know what I mean? Like, it's figuring out next time. Like, how do I get it guaranteed to make sure these people are here? So, like, that's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. Picking the right team. You know, it all comes down to that. It all comes down to figuring out people who are going to be there, who are going to be reliable. How do you make these things a priority for these other people?
It even brings up, which I guess I'll talk a little bit of it, the future stuff. But like it even brings in like, okay, maybe there needs to be a small admission charge. Like if that's what's gonna, you know, weed out who really truly wants to be in this environment and hang out versus like people who don't give a shit about the art.
Yeah,
I mean, because like I if you don't care about the festival and you just want to go have a good time, that's cool. Like, that's one thing. If you care about the festival or if you care about music and you want to go see a show, that's another thing. But, like, there are going to be people who probably look at me and, like, what are you doing? Like, who cares? Like, I've had people, like, I remember the first time I was serving, and so I asked someone, I was like, oh, what do you do with your life? And they're like, oh, I want to do this. And I'm like, it's not music related? I'm like, you like something outside of music? Like,
yeah.
What? And I forget how deep I am in my world with that. Like, how much I'm just like, what else is there to look forward to? Music? That's tight. That's awesome. Well, I don't give a shit about anything else. Everything else can fuck off for all I care.
But that's when we were like, I think I touched on it with like Ethan when I was talking to him, was like this shit that we're in and that like the world that we're in like doesn't make sense to everybody. And it's that's why something like a festival like what you threw is nice because everybody there, like, I'm going to say 99% because I don't know the last people, but like 99% of the people there understand it and get it and realize why this is a good thing and why it's a good time, because it's a fun time. It's art. It's art. And once you're like a musician, once you're an artist, once you create things, once you like make food, like, or, you know, anything like that, you understand a sense of art and appreciation for art in like whatever aspect. Because like there's stuff where like, oh, that music, you know, is not my taste, but I appreciate it, like kind of thing. And I think that's the environment that was created, and I think it was curated like by you, and it was done fantastic.
I've never had ramen before. I'm gonna have ramen today at this festival in the middle of the
exactly like oh, they have a ramen, like ramen truck. Yeah, let me give it a shot or try something new.
Again, I love the concept of like the chapalotes and the chapaletas. Like that shit's tight. Like ice cream, I knew off bat. It's hot. It's gonna be perfect. But then they have like the corn and everything. I was like, that's cool. But like, it's all the little. It's fucking badass, man. It's unique. It's a unique business. And I was like, this is a cool business model. Like, these guys are based out in Irving. Like, how do I get them here to do something? There needs to be a reason for them to come out here.
Yeah.
And I was like, festival, man, festival. Like, there's too much cool shit on the market. There's too much cool shit going on around town that people are aware of, or they're not. And I just want to be able to go, hey, look into this world and look what's going on. Like, look at all these cool vintage vendors. Look at all these cool, like, the taxidermy stuff. Like, look at the fucking Lee with the goddamn, he makes his own amps. Like, it's fucking cool. Yeah. There's so much cool shit out there. Like,
and right out, like, side our doors.
It's outside our doors.
Like, not.
Literally, like, Lee, I think he still does it, but he's, like, based right here at the EMP studio where we rehearsed. And I remember just going there, and he would fix up whatever I needed fixed. But then he was like, oh, yeah, I make my own amps. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, how do you get that lifted off the ground? Like, how do you get that, like, besides going, like, to NAMM and stuff like that? How do you do that? And just seeing so many cool people do cool shit. Like, I just want to provide a platform or provide something that I can show my friends off. Like that's all I want to do, show my friends off. And thankfully I get to say like these are friends now. Like these are people that I've known that I'm just like, hey, you want to do some cool shit together? Like that's it. That's all it comes down to. I'm going to keep circling back to that, but
that's all. It does come down to that, and I feel like you definitely this time did a really good job doing that. And I know, like personally, like I appreciate you. Know everybody there who got a chance to be there and be part of it. Appreciate the fact they got a chance to be part of it. And now there's so many other people that, you know, who didn't see the vision for, kind of saw it personified, and it's now like, oh, okay, this is what it could be. I want to be part of that too. And even people who participated this year and played or were part of it, like it's like, no, I want to be a bigger part of this.
Bigger part of it, yeah.
Because they're starting to see what
I'm
you've
trying to
been
accomplish.
Seeing,
yeah,
what you've
like,
been seeing.
Like shout out, working with aeronautics has been tight. Like seeing a different side of music in a different world, and them believing in me, like, hey, like, let's combine forces and do cool shit. Like, let's do like the rock shows with like the rap shows. They got like EDM stuff in the pocket. Like they do stuff around America and it's tight. You know what I mean? Like my own best friend does so much work. You know, Dizzy does. You and Tyron kill it. D Money kill it. Y'all kill it. And to be trusted with their platform and their booking and all that stuff has been kind of, how do I say? I don't want to say like proving grounds, because I've done like the DIY shit for a long time. I mean, I'm telling you, like backyard shows. Like, my mom's like, and we'd have the whole neighborhood, the whole fucking power would go out because we'd have it's so fucking tight. But like having the trust and a platform to like do shows, like when we did the Lilac King show at Killers, like Killers saying like, oh, you know, we had so many people out and like everyone had a good time and like everyone had a good set. Like I was like, I know how to put the shows on. Like, I get the shows. Like, people, like, this makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, this is a good time. Like, how do I elevate that? And I, like, having bands like Rose Garden Funeral Party play at Lola's not long ago, like, that was really well with them and Bad Astronauts. Like, I feel like I have an understanding of, like, what makes sense. Like, these shows make sense. These people are going to be friends. Like, this will work out. And then like in those shows, it's like a divide and conquer of let's get this community together. Let's get this community together. Let's get these people, and then bring it together in like a festival format is like fucking cool. Like to I just want to I keep sidetracking myself, but like I just want to bring everyone together.
Honestly, like I think you just said it in the best way. Like the way you design these shows and like festivals, just like you want it to be a good time. That's as simple as like it like becomes for you. So you then you start looking. It's like, okay, which people would get along? Which people are gonna like have a good time? They might not have heard of this person, but they're gonna like this person because
I know like for whatever reason may be. I understand like this group is gonna really just hang out with this group, and that's gonna be tight because that's how your fan base grows as a band. Like that's how we grew as a band. It was like. Playing these shows, learning like, oh, hey man, this guy's really cool. And like, oh, they want to support us. That's really tight. You know, you're supporting homies, and it's just like if we're trying to elevate something, then like do it right. Then like figure it out. Don't do some random shit. I mean, you can do random shit. Like I'm sure it works, but like I'm so over analytical, and I'm always like, no, I think this will work, or I think this makes sense. Everything like from beginning to from open to close, like. The flow of the show, I played in my head. I'm like, this is gonna work. This is gonna be cool. I really truly believe like this show is gonna be a good show, and they've been good shows. They've been good times, and like the fact that Aeronautics trusts me to get this stuff done, and like in turn potentially like do stuff even more outside of this community, but like grow it. Yeah. Because like at this point, I'm like, how do we get Texas to like all be together? Just do like some Texas shit. And like I acknowledge like there's plenty of people and things going on around that like they can do it at the drop of a dime. They can do it whenever they want. And I understand some are like kind of holding out, like playing the field, like kind of waiting it out, like, hey, like we're in the middle of this and that. And like and I get it. I go to Walmart and no one cares. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks. Like to lightly talk about it. I'm like, damn, like pandemic shit's scary, dude. That shit's kind of that's scary. Like I've heard too many friends, too many stories, too many things, and so like I feel a little conflicted with like the festival here and there. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, maybe I should like hold off on it, blah blah blah. But then everyone turning out and showing up, I'm just like I feel like I'm doing
You're doing a service, man. There's a need. Like I touched on it a little bit with Tony when I had him on here, but that sense of, it's just that sense of community and being out with people and being social with people is something we need. And like isolation is just detrimental to like just our mental health, because that's also like very like important, because like the people that, and I've known people that have locked themselves away since the pandemic, and they're not doing good.
We still have friends like that.
You know what I mean? And they're doing terrible, because we are meant to be out in social. Even if you're like introverted and stuff like that, you know what circle you have. Even if it's just one person, that is your person.
That's your person.
You know what I mean? But with music, I know like I like now, like especially it being taken away, like live shows and stuff. Once it like, as far as like here in Texas, like started coming back and stuff. Like I just started going again to like just any show that I could, you know, like random shows. I don't know how many times I've seen Ryker play like over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's always a great time, because like, I mean, you come with a different attitude of like, this is like, you were missing this. Like once you go to one show, you're like,
take it for granted.
I go, this is nice. Like hanging out and listening to music. And I think it's something you did really well with this job. I think you handled the balance, as far as that. Being able to throw the festival, this is, you know, in the time that we are in, and I think people really appreciated, you know, given it's still, you know, times are still scary, but I think people really appreciate what you did for them, even if it's in some small way. Like I said, we know how we feel about it, and we hope that everyone else felt the same way. But I think in some ways they experience, even if it's a little bit in a fraction of like what we felt about the festival and how we know it worked out and what we think it felt. I think at least people got a part of that with them, and will carry it, and it's shown with the support that people are giving you before and now and future endeavors.
There's a lot of support.
I know everyone's excited for like what you can do next, and I know even you're like excited with like what you can do next. And I mean, I can't wait. Like I said, I've always said like you're one of my like you know, big inspirations to like what I do, and one of my driving forces, because I see the way you work, and I'm like, I want to work like that. Like I need to chase the stuff that I want like that. And you know, I know you're gonna do great stuff, and dude, I mean, definitely everyone's waiting in anticipation.
I'm waiting for you to do more. I'm telling you, man, the vlog stuff.
I need to catch up on your level, man. But
man, it's funny. It's just work. It's just work. How do I put this? I don't know. I've worked for a long time, but I've worked for so long, not for me. Like working like service industry job, you get tunnel vision, and you're just like, I gotta go please people. I gotta go serve this. I gotta go make this drink. And my whole life is catering to people. Like my whole life has been, you know, I'm here to provide something. But now, in the last 2 years, I've been able to take more of my own life and be like, man, this is what I want to do. Like I finally like crossed the threshold where I can be confident in what I do, and I can afford to do what I do. Like I worked hard to be like I've been saying since I was like 15, 14, I was like, I want to own a bar or work in an established venue. Like I want to own a bar venue. I want to have like this crazy concept. And that's when I found like the Live Oak, worked at the Live Oak, and it was fucking great. And then now we have the Post, and like it's been fucking great. And like I still get to like do shows there, and I can do shows with Aeronautics, and it's like I'm right where I need to be finally. And now I can take those risks. You know what I mean? I can take those risks of like, let's do a crazy DIY festival. Let's make it fucking free. Let's make sure everyone, you know, gets what they need to on their end. And it's like, it's all cool. Cause like, it's a lot of work. Like against being candid, like I loved like what Chris Camp would do. Like Camp had like Camp Fest and all this stuff. I remember going to like Ridgely Theater and being like, yo, this shit's tight. You know? I remember just talking to him and stuff like that, and he'd give me like perspective on like what it takes to like get this stuff done. You know, I've seen promoters fuck bands, like fuck people. Like I've seen that terrible. And if you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like we know.
We definitely know.
We know. You know what I mean? And then we've lost great promoters. You know what I mean? It's like I remember like Rustin, like always holding it down. Always being super kind to us. Yeah. He was always very blunt. He was like, like when I had a thrash band, he was like, "You're good." He goes, "But like, you know, you also suck." You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. And like, it's that pure criticism is needed. And getting like learning, growing up, or being in this environment for so long, like which sounds weird to sidetrack. So weird to be. I'm 28 now, and I've seen so much. Yeah, right. Oh well, but I've seen so much of like this scene blossom, but also there's so much shit that still needs to like see its way out, so to speak. But I just want to be a part of it and elevate it as much as I can, because I've always thought about like, oh, if I moved, like where would I go? I don't know. Why would I move? So I'm pretty a homebody. I'm kind of introvert for the most part. People think I'm extrovert because I'm like super, hey, what's going on? Yeah. But like I like to be alone. I like to just kind of chill. And I know it's like I had a friend, what was it? He came over to my job and he was like, man, Philip, and he was like, man, it's been like 5 years and I've been to your house like once. I was like, damn, I'm a shit. I'm so caught up in like everything else. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, you're right. I gotta work on that. You know what I mean? Like I'm so caught up in these like dreams and like visions and things that I want to get accomplished. But like, that's what I'm willing to do, is get it figured out. Like to do this festival stuff, to do these concepts that me and you are talking about that we'll announce later. And I'm just like, because this is all I want to do, man. This is tight. This shit's cool. And I just want to be able to be that bridge to connect everything, to connect. Like, I don't want to be a shitty promoter. I want everyone to get the right amount of what they put in. You know what I mean? Like even something as meticulous as like I had 6 bands drop from the original lineup. Yeah. And each drop I had to keep revising. I was like, I don't want to just, oh, hey, sorry you're not on the flyer because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're a part of this. Like, you deserve to be as much. And some people might be like, oh, it's just a flyer. It's more than that. Like, I've been on the opposite end where it's like, oh, my band's not on the flyer. Then no one's going to know who we played. And then we might be that band that they're like, oh, that band was tight. Who was it? And they go like another band's page, which good for them. But it's like, fuck, like, it's you. Who's looking out for us? You actually, like, reflect the value that the band should, like, earn. It's like that has earned, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and that's one thing that you were touching on earlier. Like, the bands that you pick to play these things are bands that you believe in. You know what I mean? Bands that you think, like, I like these bands. Like, they're gonna, and it's way different for someone to put you on a show just because, like, oh, like, they're gonna do numbers, right? But it's different for someone to put you on a show because, like, I like you and I think you can do good here. Yeah, like, it's totally different, like, and it makes. I mean, as an artist, like, someone puts you on something because they actually believe that you're gonna do well and they want it, like, they want to help you. It's a completely different attitude that normally is not like what you deal with promoters. But we've had a few that are like we've ran into, like that. You mentioned Camp earlier. Camp was one of those that I knew for sure, like, was putting like us on like Hudson
stuff.
Did great stuff too. He had the
Richard Hudson. Richard Hudson was another one that we really loved. Yeah,
introduced us to so many fucking people. And then he put us on with, like, the Stolas guys, and that's how we met, like, on better terms and all types of other shit, dude. Like,
but there's good out there that I think you've gained and you're learning. And I think in the past 2 years, like what you're talking about, what you're learning when you go through, like, we're talking about, like, you used to be a people pleaser and this and that. When people talking like, oh, we haven't hung out in this amount of time, it's like, I get it, and you, like, feel a little bad about that, but at the same time, like, I kind of don't, because I'm working on these things. And I'm finally found the balance from, like, oh, I can still help please people and, like, make them happy, but I can do it by doing what makes me happy. Like, what makes you happy is being, and you're combining them.
I like providing this service. I like,
and you're getting to do that with, like, what you're doing here, and
that's why it's, like, great with, like, aeronautics. Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but, like, it's great with, like, aeronautics that trust me to give me this platform to do these things. Yeah, there's, like, it's all hand in hand. It's all, like, I see you. Yeah, and it's like, I just want everyone else to be seen. I want, like, so the way we're going on about, like, the bands, like, vendor thing is still very new to me, but, like, my cousin Jessica does awesome art pieces, Robbie has a great service. Again, Lee has the amps, and I'm like, there's all these cool fucking things. How do you, like, show it off? Like, just, I want to learn more. I want to get more involved with this community, not just the music stuff, but, like, DFW. Like, this is what I was touching up earlier. Like, I don't plan on leaving. Like, I plan on just being here. So it's like, why not help out the community as much as possible? As if the Friday on the Green concept, I think is fucking great. Like, I miss stuff like that. Like, shit like that is cool. Like, there's so much
There's so much, and I think we're all excited from what you got, where you're gonna plan next, and where you're on your way. You're definitely on your way to doing what you want to do, and again, like I appreciate you taking the time with me today, and it's just talk.
Yeah,
and I know people want to actually get to know you. Yeah, I'm wrapping up. This camera's about to die.
Oh, is it? Dang, damn.
But no, I mean, people want it. Like I said, like you were busy all day, so I'm sure every one of those guests like wanted to pick your brain about like all these things. So
and I
this is what it's like. This hopefully helps them like kind of get a little glimpse into like really what you're trying to do here. And I know people are excited and like happy for you and proud of you, and then like and we're ready to support you with like the right people.
Which is wild, but I have a crazy amount of support right now.
Yeah, and you get to find your right team, and then it's all nothing but up from here.
I think so. I think so. It's just, but the thing is, for right now, I just want to worry about Fort Worth and DFW. Like, I just want to do stuff around here, and if anyone sees the vision and wants to do cool shit, like, just let me know. Like,
let him know. Hit us up. Hit him up. Hit me up. Hit Chill Sounds.
And I will never do anything that doesn't make sense or that doesn't, I guess, like, benefit everybody. Like, everyone's gonna have a good time. Everyone's ends will be met. Like, I'm not here to screw anybody. I'm here to just have a good fucking time and do cool shit. I'm gonna keep saying that's my mantra right now. Just do cool shit with cool people.
Do cool shit with cool people. Have a good time. It's a way to end on this. Have a good time, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, stopping by.
I had a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah. What are you gonna do after this? Hang out in your room, chill.
I'm tired. I'm telling you, I'm so tired, dude. I'm so tired.
Go to sleep.
I've announcing shows and everything tomorrow, which this will be later, but like I have like tours and stuff that I have to announce, and man, busy.
Time to take a nap. All right, see y'all later.